Hey guys, it's Gameface here, and welcome back to episode 19 of my Monaco career mode. Now in today's episode, to begin with, I have a big announcement for the series. Now I know there's been a lot of people wanting the Manchester City career mode to begin, and originally that was going to begin maybe in summer once I finished the Monaco and Southern career modes properly. But now I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. Now what we're going to do in today's episode is focus on the Champions League matches. So we've got ourselves a semi-final here against Real Madrid. This is the first leg of it. We'll play the second leg also in today's episode as well, and hopefully get through to the final, which we'll also play in today's episode. So we'll play those 3 Champions League games, assuming we get to the final, obviously, and hopefully we'll win the Champions League. Now, assuming that we do that, obviously there's a lot of sort of ifs and buts in there, but assuming that we do that, then that will obviously mean that we have pretty much achieved the ultimate goal. I know we haven't obviously finished first in the league and we can't do that, but we have pretty much completed the goal that we set out to do, which is always to win the Champions League, which is obviously better than just winning your domestic league. So we are, for that reason, after this episode, going to be ending the Monaco career mode and starting the Manchester City career mode. Now, I was going to originally do a vote and kind of see what you guys wanted to do, but I think I've decided just to try and do that. I think because the restricted budget of Monaco, I've not been able to bring the sort of players that I wanted to try and build on the team. I know we'd obviously have another £20–25 million next season, but it's not the sort of money that I wanted to try and really improve this side and take it to the next level to compete with PSG, obviously spending loads of money in the league as well. So I think for that reason, we will be ending the Monaco career mode after today's episode. That means we have to get into things straight away. Now, hopefully you guys are okay with that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, there will be some people that are probably disappointed that were watching this series, but I'll still do the Sunderland career mode. It'll just be alongside the Manchester City career mode, which will start very soon. So before we get into things, if we could try and hit 50 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Let's crack on with things now. And this is I'm going to go with for the game against Real Madrid, the semi-final, the first leg, which we so desperately need to win to try and win the Champions League, obviously by getting into the final first of all. So as it starts in goal, so debate right back, Glick, Gazuma and Mendy make up the rest of the defence. Le Marchand and Bakayoko starting at CDM, Malcolm on the right-hand side, Silva on the left-hand side with Mbappe in behind Falcao, who starts up front. Let's crack on with things. Let's see how we get on. Huge match this one against Real Madrid, and we've got to try and find a way past this team. It's the away leg, so obviously the goals will really count for us. Well, here we go. Real Madrid obviously got a great team. You can see Gareth Bale starting here. I wonder who else will be starting in this match. I imagine there'll be Cristiano Ronaldo on the pitch somewhere. James Rodriguez I can see as well. So this could be a very tough game. Hopefully, though, we are able to play our football and try and get past Real Madrid into the final. Mbappe onto Falcao. He's going to need some more support. Mbappe will give it to him. It's a good run from him. Needs to try and find Falcao, who's going to shoot from this angle. What a save by Navas. Falls to Le Marchand. He's going to try and hold this one up and play it into Mendy, who can try and shoot. He gets brought down, but nothing's given. That's a little bit of a strange one. I couldn't quite tell whether it was a foul or not. For me, I think it looks like one, to be honest, on the first glance. So close to getting ourselves an opportunity to potentially take the lead from the penalty spot. And it's been a good start to this game, just sort of 12 minutes in here. Bakayoko running forward from midfield, needs the run, he's going to find it here from Malcolm. He's going to cut it onto his left-hand side, gets blocked, Sidibe still going, and he's quite helped the pitch, Sidibe nearly got brought down there as well. Bakayoko couldn't quite find the pass, and Le Marchand tried to cut it out but couldn't. It's really end-to-end at the moment. It's really good stuff, attacking football from both teams. I think this could be quite a good match here, hoping for quite a few goals. Mainly in our favour, obviously we need the away goals. Ronaldo gets past our defence too easily there, still going, shoots, out for a corner, panics for a second, we're going to give away a penalty. It was a slightly late challenge on Cristiano Ronaldo. It's going to be a corner, and we've got to try and get rid of that one pretty easily. Made it more difficult than it should have been. Mbappe trying to get away from Modric, he should be able to do that with ease. Still trying to get past more of the players, trying to go it alone. Coming inside, Marcelo's fallen over. Falcao couldn't quite take it past the midfielder. And sadly, that chance was it was a great chance for us, to be honest. We just got cut out in the end by the midfielder. Oh my days, what a save, but it's 1-0. Oh, it was actually Danny Carvajal that cut out the original pass a second ago, not a midfielder, but it's 28 minutes in, and as you can see, this chance was created here. Great intricate play, that's a fantastic header. Maybe should have scored the first header, to be honest, but a fantastic save. but now it's 1-0. James Rodriguez with an empty net to shoot in. Disappointing way to concede was that, because defensively we were just really unsettled by the Real Madrid passing there. We weren't very organised whatsoever, and quite rightly we conceded there. Poor way to open the first 30 minutes of this match. We've maybe just edged it as well in terms of possession in key areas, but Real Madrid ultimately taking the chance here. Falcao looking to win it back here off Ramos. Falcao to shoot! Oh, he's got to score. He's got to score. The angle that he had, though, was not good enough. You could just see by the way he won back the ball off Ramos. It was always going to be tight. Navas saves it. It's a great save as well. Had some good chances, not taking them so far. Sidibe's in there, tried to head that one in the back of the net, but gutting the way that we can't finish our chances sometimes. You just feel like those sort of opportunities the computer finishes. Free kick opportunity here for Gareth Bale. He's got a few players standing over it. Gareth Bale will hit it though, and it's saved by Subasic. It's a great free kick. On target, really causes some issues, had to be saved. It's half time, it's 1-0, Real Madrid. Gotta find a way back into this game. They've had the better chances now, to be honest. They've been the better team, and that's why they're winning the game 1-0 here. Gotta find a way back into this match somehow. Gotta be more clinical, that's the major issue. Mbappe, gonna look for Falcao with the pass here. It's a good pass, got intercepted. Can he pick out Falcao? Oh, he has done, but it's ended up being intercepted again. Really good defending from Real Madrid. They're frustrating us a little bit because they are just being so aggressive and win back the ball so well. And our passing just isn't sharp enough, and same with our finishing. Oh, it's a foul right on the edge of the box. That's such a close one from Glick. Gareth Bale again going to try and take a free kick from this angle. Maybe a chip this time, you'd have thought. It is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Got to defend that better. Benzema gets on the end of it, and it's very close to 2-0. We've got to find a way of getting ourselves an away goal, because it's pretty certain that Real Madrid will probably score in our home leg to get themselves an away goal. So we need to find a way of getting ourselves one as well, because yeah, it's going to be a very difficult next leg, I think, at this rate. Falcao going to look for the ball there to Silva. Great opportunity for Silva. Going to cut it back. Falcao going to try and shoot. Took his time. Mbappe will now keep hold of the ball. Try and turn his man and shoot, and that's wide, that's poor, that's terrible in fact. That's really, really bad from Mbappe. Should finish that much better. I know it's on the turn, but he's got to do better than that. Okay, first two changes now, 25 minutes to go. Cagello and Lamar to come on. We are going to take off Mbappe and Le Marchand. Mbappe's coming off because he's been a little bit disappointing, to be honest, in this game. And Le Marchand's coming off because I think Cagello will also make better runs going forward. He'll also have better finishing than the centre-back as well. So just getting rid of our solidity a little bit, just to try and give ourselves an attacking threat. But sadly it's a sacrifice we have to make, I think. Just hoping Lamar can play well on that left-hand side, and that Silva's going to give us a bit more quality in behind Falcao. Yes, that's more like it from him. Looking to Falcao with the pass, he's completely free. On his left foot, gets blocked by Pepe. That's brilliant defending, brilliant block. They're making things really difficult for us, Real Madrid here. Very frustrating to play against, but they're deservedly in the lead because they're just doing everything right at the moment. There's nothing really that's gone particularly wrong for them. Okay, they've lost the ball a few times here and there, but the goalkeeper's always made up for that. Oh, that was very close. Arguably should have won that one back off the goalkeeper that time. Marcelo, great pass. Mendy's got to do better. Cuts inside, what a block. Got to try and hit on the break now. Subasic up to Falcao. I think I might take Falcao off actually in a second. Bring on Germain maybe. Just give us a bit more height. Trying to play it through to Falcao. Unable to do it. Yeah, could do with a fresh pair of legs really up front, but there's not much time left. And how has Bakayoko not managed to get there? Silva onto Falcao. Gonna look to Lamar now. He's gonna have to give us something here. Lamar cutting inside. Well, Silva playing it onto Malcolm. It's a great chance. Malcolm! Oh! That's the away goal we needed. What a chance. A minute left. Navas has kept him in it every single time. How many opportunities we've had now, I've no idea. And every single time he seems to save them. Frustrating. We're going to take a Falcao. Germain will come on for the final minute here for the set piece. I can't believe he's made 3 saves, Navas, and all of them have been really, really good chances for us. All of which we probably should have scored, to be honest. Oh, can't believe there's Silva to deliver into the box. It's an outswinger to Glick, who gets a head on it, but not enough. Saved by Navas. That might well be it for the game, unless we can keep it up in their half. Doesn't look like we can, but they've lost the ball very cheaply there. Glick's also nearly done the same. That'll be it. It's a 1-0 loss there at Real Madrid. Obviously, we should have got something more out of that. I'm not saying necessarily we should have gone out there and won 5-1 or whatever, but we should have scored 2 at least 2. Really, really good chances, but we've lost the game 1-0. That leaves us with a really tricky second leg. We're going to have to change things up a little bit tactically, I think, just to try and compensate and look at where Real Madrid are really strong, which is also their attack. Also defence as well, by the way. They were incredible throughout the whole match. So yeah, things are going to be tough in that next leg in order to get to the final. And of course, we weren't able to get an away goal, so as soon as they do, they really have the advantage. Okay, so we're now going to sim this game in the league, just because, like I say, we're going to be focused on purely the Champions League matches now until the end of the season. Not too much for us to actually achieve in the league. So we are going to sim the match here. You can see Subasic, Jemison, Diallo, Jorge, loads of the other players that you'd expect in our second team. But we are now 20 minutes in, still 0-0 in this match. Got to try and find ourselves a goal here. We are going to skip at half-time, so hopefully we can get one before then. Jesus Christ. Lost the game 1-0. It's an away match. It happens a lot, sadly. But yeah, not a particularly realistic result, I don't think. Okay, so now onto the second leg against Real Madrid. This is the side I'm going to go with. Subasic starting in goal here. Sidibe at right back. Glick, Kurt Zouma and Mendy again making up our defence. Change of formation, so 4-1-4-1. That means Limarchan is going to play just in front of the defence. Kujello and Bakayoko just in front of him. Silva on the right-hand side, Malcolm on the left-hand side, with Mbappe starting up front. This is the bench I've gone with, and as you can see, the usual sort of players on there. Falcao, for some reason, tired, even though I don't think he played in the last match. He might have done off the bench, but Jaman seems to have recovered fine, so I don't know why that's happened. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Obviously, I've changed formation to try and make us a little bit stronger defensively, and make sure Real Madrid don't get themselves an away goal. We also have to have an attacking threat, but we'll wait and see what comes of this game here. Let's just see whether we can get ourselves to the final. That's what we desperately need to do, and that obviously starts by not conceding. Okay, here we go. This is really the game our season depends on now, because we want to try and win the Champions League as we are leaving manager's position at Monaco. So we want to try and do that. Obviously, that's going to be the aim, to try and get through this round. We've got to really try and play some good football, because Real Madrid, tough team, but I think more importantly, rather than good football, we've got to take our chances. We've got to try and do that much better in today's match, because we certainly did not do that in the last leg. Limarchan going to look for Kujello there through the middle. Kujello! Oh, how has he saved it again? How many times will Navas do it? I don't think we can beat him at this rate. That's a really good opportunity again. It had to be saved. It's another corner for us. Silva to deliver. Come on, Mbappe's in there, heads it. It's a goal. We've finally managed to score. It's only 11 minutes in as well. It's a goal we desperately needed. And that means at the moment it's extra time and penalties. What a header that is from Mbappe. Of all people, was not expecting it to be him there. He does win it at the front post, and we're right back in this match. What a start to the game. Desperately needed that goal. Just got to make sure we don't concede now. Oh. Letting them back in the game here. This is not what we should be doing at all. Limarchan is completely out of position. So frustrating. Completely out of position, trying to play too high at the pitch. It's not where I want him to play. Just hold your position. You don't need to go forward there. It's frustrating when they just don't do what you expect them to do or want them to do. Unbelievable. How can we allow him to do that? Don't even win back the ball. Look at the amount of times we try and win back the ball here. Suddenly just turns, shoots. It's an away goal. Completely changed the game. We need 2 goals now to get through. Oh, so frustrating, because that is terrible and completely avoidable. Frustrating, but it's the sort of quality Real Madrid have. We've got to get back in this game quick now, otherwise we are going out. Half time, 1-1, 2-1 on aggregates. It's looking difficult now. Really struggling again to get at Real Madrid. We're going to have to change things at half time, tactically and formation, that sort of thing. A lot have to change, so yeah, it might be a little while. Okay, so this is what I've come up with. It's obviously a 4-3-3 type formation. I want the players that we have going forward, though, not to be particularly wide. Our width doesn't really help us, so we are going to keep Silva and Malcolm pretty well tucked in. The midfield worries me a little bit, because I know that for a fact that we're not going to have the players playing the right positions here. I want someone sitting deeper. If I change it, though, by adjusting position, it doesn't work in games. So we're just going to have to leave it like that and hope for the best, essentially. We are also going to make a change here. Toussaint will come on. Limarchan will come off. Again, yellow carded, and we need to get rid of our solidity a little bit, I think, again in the second half. So yeah, it's very experimental, but we have no choice but to try and do that now to get 2 goals to get ourselves in the next round. Bakayoko, great turn into Mbappe. Needs that run now. Bakayoko will give it to him. Ah, the pass wasn't quite right, though, on the overlap. Oh, so close. They always tease us like that. It's so frustrating. Jesus, what the hell is that? It's a perfect pass, that's what it is. And where the hell's Mendy gone? Oh, this is the reason why we're not going to go through into the next round here. We just can't defend. Dreadful positioning. Malcolm, you're going to have to outpace Carvajal here. He has done. Needs an option in the middle. Malcolm to pull it back. It's a chance. Off the... Oh, no, it's off the post. How have you done that? Oh, my days. Doesn't get any closer than that. Gajello to hit one. Absolutely terrible. Oh, my God. That was the goal we needed. Chance not taken, and that's the reason why we will not be going to the final. Yeah, we don't deserve to go to the final if we can't take those sort of chances as well. Oh, here we go. This is the goal. Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Ugh, unbelievable. No, I have no words. No words. Final two changes. Durara and Keita to come on. Silva and Cagello to come off. Need 3 goals now in 30 minutes. Yeah, we're out. It's fine. But don't deserve to go through if you can't take the chances. The simplest of chances as well. Then you get punished by the better teams. And we've been well and truly punished here by Real Madrid. They've got themselves 2 away goals and it's now 3-1 in aggregate. And just to really rub salt on the wound, it's by a rubbish player as well. Oh, here we go. Floodgates are opening. They'll open for me as well. Jesus Christ. 3-1, 4-1 in aggregate. That's just come from nothing. And, yeah, I have no words. I really don't know what to say. Can't believe the way we've played here. Mbappe to turn and shoot. The amount of blocks across the 2 legs is ridiculous. Ugh, legs everywhere from the defence. Only chance we've actually looked like scoring is from set pieces. I don't know why that's the case, because we're rubbish at set pieces usually. It's 3-2, 4-2 in aggregate. It is what it is. 2 goals from set pieces, and I don't know where that's come from at all. Ridiculous stuff. It's a good goal from Malcolm, but it's too late. What the hell is that? Again, Zuma. Rubbish. So bad. So weak again, Bakayoko. You can't allow him to do that. Ugh. One thing is for certain, we don't deserve to be in the final at all. Durant coming inside here. Bakayoko to Mbappe. Again, just one step away all the time. One step away from scoring the goal. I mean, let's be honest, we should have really, with the chance we created, we should have gone through. But Navas has really kept them in it in this leg and in the last leg as well. The last leg especially, we should have already been sort of 2-1, maybe 3-1 up coming into this leg with those away goals. But yeah, it's not happened. We're not taking our chances. It's one of the reasons why we're also moving on from Monaco as well. The team's massively underperformed this season. That shot also shows that as well. Massively underperformed. Don't really know what's gone on. Positioning has been dreadful at times from some of these players. A lot of people I know will probably say, oh, it's me, but a lot of the time it hasn't actually been me. Yeah, very surprising to tell you that, isn't it? It has just been a case of bad luck, good goalkeeping, whatever. But it just hasn't really gone our way for Monaco. We've done pretty well in the cup competitions, done well in the Champions League, but obviously we will be going out here, as you can see. But yeah, semi-finals is actually not too bad. I mean, if this was just going to be in any other sort of circumstances, semi-finals is not too bad, especially not with Monaco as well. First time in the Champions League in the first season. So, yeah, that's not too bad, that side of things, but yeah, you've got to do better, I think. And we wanted to win the Champions League. We haven't been able to do that. We've been knocked out in the semi-finals, and kind of ending the career mode with a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth, because, yeah, we should have done much better, quite clearly. And, yeah, we've gone out to Real Madrid. There's no shame in that. Obviously, Real Madrid, great side, but we should have beaten them, really. 3-2 in this game, 4-2 on aggregate. And, yeah, we don't get through to the final. It would have been Bayern Munich in the final, which would have been quite interesting. But of course that doesn't happen now, and what we will do is sadly sim the rest of the matches in the league. no plans to play any more games, especially with us ending the career mode here. So we'll just have to wait and see where we end up in the league table. Not too sure where it'll be. But yeah, it's a shame to end the series like this. It does feel like we've kind of ended it pretty abruptly and maybe a little bit rushed, and I suppose we have to at a certain extent. I think you guys were... I think in general I kind of got the feeling that we should try and change things up a little bit with this career mode by obviously moving on to a different one. So let's crack on to the final few matches. We're literally just going to send them all through the calendar. We'll wait and see what comes in the last 3 games. Usually a semi-final in your first season is not too bad with the club, but obviously given the circumstances and the fact we wanted to leave this career mode on a high of trying to win the Champions League in our first season, in that sense it is very disappointing, but it's happened now and we can't change it, and yeah, we'll just move on to Manchester City career mode, which by the way I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to Man City. That's the career mode I always do off camera, always do Man City career mode, always playing on that one, and I'm a huge fan of doing Man City career modes in general. You can see we've finished the season now, and we played Lille, beat them 3-0. We then went on to Lyon, drew 1-1, and Stade Rennais beat them 1-0 as well. So not too bad. 7 points there from a possible 9, which isn't too bad, like I say. We do end up finishing second place by 2 points, which is obviously the highest we could finish, given the fact that PSG ran away with the league. 15 points in front of us in the PSG. It'd be nice to have created a career mode where, you know, we managed to overtake PSG, became the better team, but I didn't feel like we were financially supported to try and improve the side enough. So that's another reason why we've decided to leave. It's a shame also to leave the likes of Mbappe, who quite clearly stats-wise is incredible. I'm not so sure about him in game still. He's inconsistent in game, and that has frustrated me throughout this season. But I will quickly go through and talk a little bit about the team. Silva, another player very similar to, well, a lot of the players in the squad, like Mbappe. Underperforming, I felt. So many people were going on about him in the comments saying how good he is, playing with centre attack and mid. And he's been okay at times, but he's not been the sort of influence I was expecting by the sort of build-up that he was getting from a lot of people in the comments. So a bit disappointing with him as well, to say the least. Bakayoko, I think, has done a good job at times, but I thought that last match was pretty dreadful, to be honest. This new guy that we signed in January, I think, has actually been very, very good. I know I've taken him off in the last 2 games, but that's purely because I wanted something a little bit different, more of a technical centre mid to play in here, but he's certainly really good at breaking the play. Probably my signing of the career mode, I think, to be honest. He's been that good for us in game. Really do rate him, and he's a very cheap centre-back as well that we brought in and managed to find a place for him at CDM. Cagello has played really well, actually been very impressed with him as well. Another new signing. Malcolm, who we signed in the summer, a little bit inconsistent again. Started off really well when he first joined us, I believe, especially centre-back and mid. Started really, really well for us, and then drifted off a little bit, which is a bit frustrating again. Mendy's done pretty good, but positionally wasn't good enough in the Champions League. Maybe a little bit of an experience, and actually hasn't gone up in overall. A little bit surprising. Not gone up in overall recently anyway. Kurt Zouma has had a lot of good moments. He's had a few bad moments more recently, especially in those Champions League matches as well. Glick's done alright for us. Sidibe's done a good job as well. Subasic has been incredible. Jorge has done a fantastic job as our backup left back. We've got Toussaint there. He's done a decent job as well in the team. And Keith has been incredible at times off the bench. Durara I was really impressed with. He went through a spell of being a fantastic player for us. Germain, frustrating, another frustrating player for us. Falcao has been very good, especially at the start of the season. Lamar, another player where I didn't feel like I could get the best out of him. Torre did okay when he came into the side. A few of the other youngsters as well. Bongiovanni, I think, should get a mention for more recent appearances, along with Antonucci as well, who both played really, really well off the bench at times. Boschilla was another one of those players who I felt had some talent in there, but we just couldn't get him using it in game. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was the lack of pace or so it felt in match. According to the stats, he's actually quite decent pace-wise, but certainly just didn't feel like I could get the best out of a lot of these players. And I think that's what I'll be able to do at Manchester City. The sort of players that they have at the club, the fact that I use that team so often will hopefully help me try and build a much better side than what I think we've done here. So I think we've brought in a lot of good players, but I just overall couldn't quite create the sort of Monaco team I was after, that sort of free-scoring Monaco side that's good defensively but can also attack really, really well as well. That just could not be replicated, sadly, and that's why I'll be ending the career mode here. So thank you all so much for the support on this series. It was incredible. We've had a really good 19 episodes of this series. It's a shame to end it so quickly and only after 1 season. But I think I need to try and mix things up a little bit. So the Manchester City career mode will be replacing this one alongside the Sunderland career mode as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Apologies to those that did want to see it continue. I know there will be quite a few people that do want to see me go on with Monaco, but I think it was the right time to maybe just change the club essentially and go into a different side with a little bit more money to spend so I can bring in the right sort of players to fit the team and the style of play that I want to go with. So yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please go ahead and hit 50 likes on today's episode. I would really appreciate it, the final ever Monaco episode. Also, if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget there will be the Manchester City Corona starting soon, so look out for that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.